Good afternoon from the City Ground, where Manchester United have beaten Nottingham Forest 2-0 in the Premier League this afternoon. A professional performance, you would say, from United, and a pretty good performance in patches. I think we all feared for them today, given that defensive injury crisis, on top of the injuries such as Rashford that they already had. Both centre-halves, the first-choice centre-halves, out, so Maguire and Lindelof starting together, then Malacia pulling out of the squad, and then Sabitzer pulled up in the warm-up with an injury, throwing Eriksen into the side. So it never rains, but it pours, as they say, and United have had some bad luck with injuries that continued here, but it didn't really affect them. A shaky start in some aspects, particularly from Harry Maguire, booked inside 2.5 minutes, and then needed a last-ditch tackle to stop Morgan Gibbs-White, I think it was, getting in on goal, and lucky not to give away a penalty for a handball as well. But United did settle after that start. They weathered the storm that Forest threw at them early on, and then took control of the game. And I think the midfield was key in that, and as unfortunate as it was for Marcel Sabitzer to pull out with injury, having Eriksen back in the side was huge. And I thought Eriksen was excellent today. The United midfield worked perfectly, that first choice trio back together, and you could just see the quality they have and the control they have, and Eriksen did control that game. I thought him and Fernandes in particular were outstanding today. Fernandes deserved a goal for that performance. He was man of the match, and I think he had 96 touches. Eriksen had 80 touches in his 79 minutes, and they just controlled that game. The only negative, you would say, for United is that they didn't put it to bed earlier, and the stats flashed up on the screen at the end of this game showing expected goals of about 3.5, and obviously they only got 2. They did eventually get that second, only the third time all season they've won a domestic away game by more than 1 goal, and it felt for a while in that second half like you wouldn't say punished, because it never really looked like Forest were going to score, and they, after that positive start, Forest offered very little. They look like a team sleepwalking to relegation at the moment, to be honest. But while it's only 1-0, you can never be guaranteed. But United did get that second and kill it off, and it's turned into a huge weekend for them, really. I think after the injuries on Thursday night and the way Thursday night ended, there was a feeling that maybe fourth isn't tied up already and that there might still be work to do. But with Newcastle losing yesterday, with Tottenham losing yesterday, United have won here. They're back in third, and it feels like top 4 is pretty much secured now, and they've got a comfortable lead, 6 points now, I think, over Tottenham. And although Tottenham have got a game in hand, United have still got a game in hand, and although they go to Tottenham on a week on Thursday, that almost feels like a free hit now for them, with that advantage and the way the results have gone this weekend. So a huge victory for United here. Antony with the first goal. Some good work from Antony Marshall actually in the build-up. I thought he won the ball back from Forest defenders, pressed at the right time. That is an area that Ten Hag and his coaches really like in Antony, the intelligence of his pressing and knowing when to press, and he won the ball back. Fernandes played it back into him. Martial's shot was actually very good. It was a brilliant save from Keylor Navas, who was excellent in the Forest goal, but Antony was on hand at the back post, following it in, and slid the ball into the back of the net. His first Premier League goal since October, and he was actually very good again today. He's had a really good week, Antony. I think he was good against Everton last week, very good in midweek against Sevilla, kind of overshadowed in the end by that confrontation, I guess, he got in with Marcos Acuna, and a bit of a reprimand from Ten Hag in midweek over getting involved in that and kind of breathing life into Sevilla at a time when they were dead and buried. But today he was on it. He was a constant threat to Forest, and his assist for Diogo Dalot's goal was absolutely fantastic. A jinking run inside, and it didn't look like that ball was on, but he timed it to perfection when Dalot was making his run through the centre, and a good finish from Dalot. And that was job done for United, really. They could have added more after that. Fernandes, this was at 1-0. Fernandes hit the bar with a thunderous shot. It was a phenomenal save from Keylor Navas, but hit the bar so hard that the bar was shaking for a good 20 or 30 seconds afterwards. But that one didn't matter. Job done for United in the end. A great start to a big week, given the injury problems they've got. Hopefully nothing too serious for Sabitzer. He has walked through the mix zone just behind us there. I've been waiting to speak to United players, and Sabitzer walked through and said he was okay and didn't look to be limping or anything. So hopefully that was just a precautionary thing. But we'll find out in the week. And yeah, a huge week for United going forward. Now off to that second leg in Seville on Thursday night, for which Fernandes is suspended, and then the FA Cup semi-final against Brighton, for which Maguire is suspended. So still a big week for United, but a perfect start to that week for them at the City Ground.